The next Kingston unit that we're going to change the cartridge on is our pressure balance valve. Our pressure balance valve is designed to equalize the pressure going to the hot and the cold at the point that it removes itself out of our valve going up to the shower head. Purpose of this is to prevent a sudden shock, which can cause someone to either get burnt if it's hot or be startled if it's cold and move quickly, possibly slip and fall. That is code today. One of the difficulties in order to achieve this, every pressure balance valve has to have a balancing spool. It is a spool that moves either to the right or to the left, depending on where the pressure has come down from. If someone flushes a toilet or the washing machine kicks on, dishwasher, it can affect the pressure on either the hot or the cold side. One of the big enemies of our pressure balance valve and all pressure balance valves is debris in the lines. Debris can be introduced into our water system in a number of ways. One is if they replace the water main out in a street. Usually they're not very careful, and rocks, sand, dirt, and other forms of debris, even wood chips I've seen in different units, can enter into the water system of a house. If a house does not have a strainer filtration system that prevents that product from entering into the home's water system, it's going to manifest itself in a number of different places. One can be the pressure balance valve, which we're going to show you, but even worse is the ice maker valve in your refrigerator, your washing machine valve, both hot and cold, your dishwasher valve. It could ruin the strainers or the aerators in your faucets. It could just cause havoc in numerous different places within your home. People have to be very cautious of allowing this debris to get into their house in the first place. If this was to happen and you have to change the cartridge or balancing spool in this faucet, it's a relatively easy job. Like many of our units, the first thing you have to do is remove the set screw. The set screw is located on the bottom of the handle, and all you have to do is just insert your Allen wrench, unscrew the set screw, and remove the handle. Put the handle in your box so you don't lose it or damage it. The next piece is you've got a decorative nut on the top of it that helps hold the cartridge in place. Once you've removed that, set it in your box, you're going to expose the top of the cartridge. This particular spot on the cartridge, you'll notice this red plastic piece. This red plastic piece is the piece that you can adjust right or left so that the maximum temperature on the pressure balance valve is not high enough to scald or burn someone. Once you've exposed this much to your job of replacing the cartridge, you then take channel locks or other similar tool and loosen up the cartridge nut. Once you've loosened up the cartridge nut, you can remove the entire cartridge out of the faucet. You'll notice on the bottom of it there is rubber rings, O-rings, unique shaped O-ring, I don't even know if you could call it an O-ring, that creates the seal up against your balancing spool. Take these pieces, put them in the box so you don't lose them. The next thing you see is your balancing spool. The balancing spool is usually relatively well lodged into the valve body. In order to remove it, one of the easiest ways is to attempt to remove it with an Allen wrench by hooking the Allen wrench gently into the unit and wiggling. It gives you something that you can pull up out of the cartridge. This is your balancing spool. If you take a balancing spool, it should operate like this.